So I've been thinking about this a lot, and also I've been trying to compare it to a number of different things, and what I came up with was this. In Glee, where Bert Hummel gives Kurt that speech about when you have sex with someone, it should mean something, and it shouldn't just be like a one-night stand and a fling. There should be emotions there should be feelings. We are watching that and we are thinking, yeah, that is good advice. We're also thinking, Bert Hummel, you're an absolute legend, but that is neither here nor there. But imagine that in an earlier scene, or maybe in an earlier episode, we find out that Bert Hummel is in fact a bit of a whore, and he is just sleeping with everyone with no strings attached, and he's just putting it out all over the place. Does this really diminish the quality of the advice that he gives to Kurt? Because I think I would argue that it doesn't. I mean, advice on the most scientific and naturalist level is a set of codes or guidelines that one person offers to another person, and then that person either uses them or doesn't, and if they do, then they either have a good or a bad effect on their life, and if they have a bad effect, then it's bad advice, and if they have a good effect, then it's good advice. And ultimately, I think if we allow the quality of the person to contribute to the quality of the advice, then we are in essence saying that there is something metaphysical and abstract about advice, something that exists outside a purely naturalistic understanding of it, and I think that's very odd. So by adopting the ideals that Cummings puts forward in his poetry, you are putting to the test their objective value. One thing that is certain is that they will either have a good or a bad effect. And I think the fact of him filling a prostitute metaphor with his imagery is irrelevant. I think simple lies help the world go round, and more importantly, I think simple lies are what literature and critical thinking in general is based on. We lie to ourselves all the time when we find another layer of symbolism in the white whale, or in Isaac's eyes, or in Ernest's cigarette case. Symbolism that probably wasn't intended or meant, but that's okay. We tell ourselves that it's there, and we imagine what it might mean, and we make it important to us. Not to mention our suspension of disbelief, or the way in which we create a relationship with an author by imagining that they are talking directly to us. And as far as the importance of being earnest, as far as what it advocates, as far as this debate goes, I think it's really unclear. On the one hand, all of their lies complicate and confuse things. They are the reason that the play happens, in the sense that the play is really a play about discovering the truth, filing through all the layers of deceit in order to find out what's actually going on. And then when they do, everything is okay and there is a happy ending. On the other hand though, no one dies, no one is hurt, and it all works out fine in the end. So I don't know, I think ultimately though, Wilde would have an opinion on this. I think he'd tell you how nauseatingly boring the complex truth is. I think he'd tell you that there are no plays without it. I think he would tell you that there is no art without it. And I think he would tell you that the simple lie, as it stands, is in fact the vital importance of being earnest. Lauren, I'll see you tomorrow.